Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Emily Simpson thinks Alexis Bellino ruined her RHOC comeback by being John Janssen's mouthpiece. Emily Simpson started the Real Housewives of Orange County season 18 in a good place with Alexis Bellino. While they were never best friends, they knew each other, and despite Alexis's issues with Shannon, they could be cordial with one another. However, their friendship fell apart near the end of the season as Emily disagreed with how Alexis and John Janssen were going after Shannon beat her. Like viewers, Emily felt it was too much and even had a screaming match with Alexis during an event at Jennifer Pedrante's home. Now that the season has finished, Emily has reflected on things and opened up about Alexis in a wide-ranging interview with Variety. The lawyer was asked about Alexis being the unofficial spokesperson for John. Alexis received a lot of heat for continually mentioning her boyfriend's name on the show and declaring that she wanted to redeem him. Viewers didn't learn much about Alexis during season 18 because of her dedication to her man, which may hinder her future on the show. Emily admitted that Alexis continually going to bat for John was annoying and obnoxious. I think she did herself a complete disservice by constantly being his mouthpiece and constantly bringing up the lawsuit at any possibility she could, the mother of three said. Even when she wasn't invited to London, her response had to do with the lawsuit and John, not herself, Emily reasoned. And I think it was a disaster that she was never her own person. It was just John. It's a shame Alexis didn't break free of the John and Shannon drama. It was crucial to really highlight that she was right for the show at this point in her life. Now that the season is over, we can confidently say that Alexis had one of the biggest falls from grace in Bravo history. And it's surprising that she didn't use the reunion to right some of those wrongs. Andy Cohen previously teased that the reunion is mostly calm until Alexis arrives, and the official reunion trailer shows her getting called out by both Shannon and Emily. Emily has an astoundingly witty raid for Alexis, saying that every trash can needs a lid, and John Janssen found his. Of course, the reunion footage also showcases Alexis firing back at Emily, so we think it's fair to say that they leave this season-ending event on the outs. The good news for Emily is that she came out of the season smelling of roses, so she's likely guaranteed a contract for season 19. Alexis faces a tougher road to get a callback because she didn't have much of an impact. And Shannon has already indicated she wouldn't return if her nemesis receives a callback. Casting decisions for season 19 will probably not be made official for months, because filming will probably not begin until early next year. Emily Simpson had envisioned her grand return to the Real Housewives of Orange County as nothing short of triumphant. After a brief hiatus to recalibrate her life, focus on family, and navigate the tempestuous waves of friendship and betrayal, she felt ready to reclaim her spot in the spotlight. But like the fickle tides of Newport Beach, drama was as inevitable as it was relentless, and it came from a source that surprised even her hardened reality TV instincts, Alexis Bellino. Alexis, the one-time Jesus Jugs turned businesswoman with a newfound spiritual outlook, had reemerged as a wild card on the show. Her return was unexpected, a glitzy reintroduction fueled by sequin dresses, ostentatious wealth, and a determined air of zen that masked the same old thirst for relevance. But what nobody, least of all Emily, had predicted was how closely Alexis would align herself with John Janssen, Shannon Beater's ex, and a man who had a knack for stirring up emotions as deftly as he stirred his martinis. Emily's reintroduction had gone well at first. She had connected easily with Heather Dubrow, shared sly, knowing glances with Jenna Kirschenheiter, and exchanged classic barbs with Shannon, that while sharp were tinged with the mutual respect of veteran housewives. But as the season unfolded, Alexis' return proved to be a game changer, and not in the way Emily hoped. In public, Alexis spoke of peace, acceptance, and forgiveness. But privately, whispers began to snake through the opulent halls of RHOC filming locations. Alexis was talking, and she was talking about Emily. More specifically, Alexis had taken on the role of John Janssen's spokesperson, a self-appointed herald of his side of the dramatic breakup with Shannon. And in doing so, she had made Emily a target. The scene was set at a lavish charity gala that Heather had hosted. There were marble statues, champagne fountains, and waiters gliding around with trays of oysters and delicate canapes. Emily wore a midnight blue gown, tailored to perfection, her eyes bright with anticipation as the evening unfolded. She had spent weeks preparing for this moment, a show of strength, resilience, and fun. Yet the moment Alexis Bellino sauntered in on John's arm, the energy shifted. Emily's pulse quickened. It wasn't that she had any personal vendetta against Alexis. They had shared moments of camaraderie in the past, superficial though they were. But tonight, the whispers were already swirling like a gust of Santa Ana wines. The mention of John's name, paired with Alexis's careful, deliberate smile, sent a chill down Emily's spine. "Did you hear what she said in her podcast?" Jaina murmured to Emily, sidling up with a glass of sparkling rosé. Emily's brow furrowed. "About John and Shannon? How she's setting the record straight." "Yeah, except she's not just telling his story. She's dragging you into it," Jaina said, casting a furtive glance at Alexis, who was now in the center of the room, her laughter chiming like the bells of a too-perfect church. Emily's jaw clenched. She had spent her time away from the show building her legal career, refocusing on being a mom, and nurturing the meaningful connections in her life. But Alexis, with her newfound role as John's mouthpiece, had positioned Emily as a villain in a narrative she had never even chosen to participate in. It hadn't started as outright war. It began with subtle mentions. Alexis, in an interview, hinted at friends who claimed to support Shannon but secretly fueled the drama behind her back. Emily knew it was directed at her. She had been honest with Shannon, pointing out that John's charisma was often a front for deeper issues. And now here was Alexis, spinning that honesty as betrayal. Soon after, the subtlety vanished. Alexis appeared on talk shows, glimmering in designer blouses and perfect highlights, speaking with a practiced cadence of someone who wanted to seem balanced, but had an agenda. She defended John's behavior, even painting him as the misunderstood man who had been let down by Shannon's inner circle. The term inner circle became code for Emily and Gina. It grated at Emily, the way Alexis's words wove their way through the housewives' conversations. An offhand comment at lunch would lead to Gina's phone buzzing with links to articles, fans speculating on which side to take. And in Newport, perception was everything. The final straw came at a party hosted at the Beador estate. It was meant to be a light evening, with Shannon looking to reconnect after her heartache, but Alexis couldn't resist injecting drama. "You know, Joan's just trying to find peace after everything," Alexis said, her voice a practiced blend of empathy and sanctimony. She didn't look at Emily directly, but the message was clear. It's hard when people don't support the ones they call friends. Emily's smile was tight. She didn't flinch, didn't bite back immediately. Years in the spotlight had taught her how to stay poised, even when rage simmered beneath her couture. But Alexis's words stuck like barbs, twisting the narrative in a way that painted Emily as disloyal, an antagonist in Shannon's unraveling, rather than the friend who had dared to tell the truth. Back at her home, as the sun set over the Pacific, Emily sat with her laptop, rewatching footage and reading fan reactions. They were split. Some admired her candor, while others echoed Alexis's insinuations. The latter stung, not because they were true, but because they were crafted so cunningly that truth was secondary to spectacle. "Is this what it's about, Alexis?" Emily muttered, closing her laptop. She thought about the times she'd seen Alexis scramble for footing in this show, clawing her way back with a rosary in one hand and a microphone in the other. But now Alexis had learned something new. Aligning herself with a controversial figure like John Janssen wasn't just a comeback, it was a launchpad. And she was using it to catapult herself back into the game at Emily's expense. Emily took a breath. She was no stranger to battles, and she knew that in the arena of the real Housewives, you didn't wait for the storm to pass. You became the storm. If Alexis Bellino thought she could tarnish Emily's truth for a storyline, she was in for a reality check, one that Newport would be talking about for seasons to come.